Okay, when starting the inspection, first thing we have to do the under the hood inspection. But before that, we need to first make sure that our wheels are choked. The truck trailer is on plain ground. We need to make sure that our vehicle is secured. So, gonna put one choke in the front of the tires and one in the back so that it doesn't move forward or backward. Then after that, we have to make sure that both our brakes are pulled out. That means the brakes are applied and the key should be in my pocket. After that, I'm gonna open up the hood. For opening up the hood, you can open up these latches from both sides, and then from the front, you'll pull it out and open up the hood. Once the hood is open, we always start from the driver's side. First, we'll start off with 4 different fluids. What are those 4 fluids? First thing is your engine oil. You need to pull this out to check the level. If the level is good, after wiping it off and putting it back, if the level is good, that's good. If it is less, you're gonna open up this and then add the oil from here, the engine oil. Make sure there is no damage, no leakage, and the cap is tight. After that, that's my power steering fluid. It's in here. The power steering fluid level, you can see it from here because you can see it from outside. Make sure that it's properly mounted, secure, all the bolts are tight, no damage, no leakage underneath, and the caps are tight. The hoses should be properly mounted, all the clamps should be tight, no damage, no leakage from here. Third is our windshield washer. Make sure that the reservoir is properly mounted, secure, all the bolts are tight, no visible damage or no leakage underneath. The cap should be tight and the level should be minimum 75%. Next is my engine coolant. You can see the level from here. It should be between the cold max and cold minimum. If it is less, you can open up that from here and then add the coolant. Make sure that the reservoir is properly mounted, secure, all the bolts are tight, no visible damage or no leakage underneath. All the hoses coming out from here, they should be intact. There shouldn't be no cracks, no damages, no leakages. All the clamps should be tight. Once you check all these 4 fluids, now we can start from the top and then go across. We have to cover everything. Starting from here, that's my dual foot brake applicator, dual foot brake assembly. Make sure it's properly mounted, secure, no damage, no leakage. How do we find out the leakage? Because there will be compressed air in it, so if there is a leakage, you can hear the audible air leak. All these are the air lines, so all these air lines should be intact, no visible damage, no audible air leak. Coming here, that's my radiator mount. They should be properly mounted, secure, not loose, no damage. This is my main engine block. The main engine block, all the bolts should be tight, no shiny parts around it, no visible damage, no leakage. All these hoses should be intact, no damage, clamps should be tight. All these hoses, these are the coolant hoses and these are the air-to-air hoses. They should be properly mounted, secure, not visible damage. All the clamps should be tight and no leakage. Come in here, that's my radiator fan blades. All the fan blades should be present, no missing or no damaged fan blade. The fan shroud should be intact, no damage. That's going to protect your fan blade if any fan blade coming out. My radiator on this side, properly mounted, secure, no damage, no leakage. Coming back here, that's my alternator. It's properly mounted, all the bolts are tight, no visible damage, all the electrical connections are good. Coming back here, that's my fuel filter, properly mounted and secure, no damage, no leakage. This one is called my fuel water separator. It's properly mounted, secure, cap is tight, no damage, no leakage underneath, all the hoses are tight. Coming down again now, that's my main frame. The main frame shouldn't have any cracks, not bent, no damages, no illegal drills, holes or weldings on it. Coming here, that's my main power steering rod. It should be straight. Both sides, the universal joints should be good. No extra play in it and shouldn't have any damage. My power steering box is properly mounted, secure, all the bolts are tight, no shiny parts around it, no visible damage and no leakage underneath. All the hoses should be intact, clamps should be tight, no damage, no leakage. Pitman arm should be straight, properly mounted, all the bolts should be tight, no damage. Drag links, properly mounted, secure, no damage. 3 castle nuts, one right here, and the other one should be here. So there will be 3 castle nuts. Why we call it castle nuts? Because they're shaped like a castle. The castle nuts should be tight and the quarter pin should be present in it for the extra security. And coming here, that's my airbag. Not every truck has it, but this one has the airbag in front, so airbag should be properly mounted. All the bolts should be tight. There shouldn't be any CBC, no cuts, no bulges, no cracks. Shouldn't have any air leaks, audible air leaks, and properly mounted and secure. My shock absorber, straight, properly mounted. All the bolts are tight, not bent, no cracks, no damages, no leakage. Come here, that's my brake chamber. It's properly mounted and secure. No damage, no leakage. All the the ABS lines and the brake lines properly mounted, secure, no damage, no leakage. My slack adjuster and the push rod is 90 degree. Here we have the goalpost, so if this thing is in between the goalposts, that means your slack adjusters are adjusted properly. My main axle, front axle is properly mounted, secure, no visible damage. Come in here, that's my driver side main headlight assembly. It's properly mounted, secure, no damage. All the electrical connections are good, no visible damage. Come in here, inside of the tire, my rim has no crack, no damages. The inside of the tire, no CBC, that means no cuts, no bulges, no cracks, and the tire is sitting properly onto the rim. Coming on top of the tire, you can tap it with a hammer to make sure that it is adequate air pressure. Minimum tread depth should be 3.2 millimeters, and it should be evenly worn all across the tire. Coming outside of the tire, no CBC. The tire is sitting properly onto the rim. The rim has no cracks, no cuts, no cracks, no damages. All the lug nuts, you need to touch all of the lug nuts. Make sure that all the lug nuts are present and tight. There shouldn't be any shiny parts around it. The hub is secure. All the hub nuts should be tight. No shiny parts or spider marks around it. Hub seal is present. Hub oil level is adequate, and no damage, no leakage. And the metal stamp cap is present. Coming to the other side. On the other side, starting from the air intake, the air filter is properly mounted, secure. All the clamps are tight. No visible damage. Air intake has no obstruction in it, so that means air can flow through it. That's my radiator mount, properly mounted, secure, not loose. All these air hoses or these hoses are properly mounted, secure, no damage, no leakage. All the clamps are tight. My turbo is properly mounted, secure. All the clamps are tight, no visible damage, no leakage. If there is a leakage, you'll see a black suit around it. That's my exhaust pipe going to the back towards the exhaust. Come in here, that's my oil filter, properly mounted and secure, no damage, no leakage. From this side of the engine block, all the bolts are tight, no visible damage, no leakage. My fan blades from this side, all the blades are properly mounted, secure, no damage, no missing fan blade. My fan belts are mounted properly, no cuts, not twisted, no cracks, and they have got enough tension on it. Radiator shroud is properly mounted, secure, no damage. From this side, the radiator is properly mounted, secure, no damage, no leakage. Come in here, the passenger side, passenger side headlight assembly is properly mounted, all the bolts are tight, no damage, all the electrical connections are good. This is my air dryer, it is properly mounted and secure, all the bolts are tight, no visible damage, and no audible air leak. Main frame from this side, straight, no bend, no cracks, no damages, no illegal welds, drills, or weldings. Come in here, on this side, the airbag, properly mounted, all the bolts are tight, no CBC, no audible air leak, secure. My shock absorber is straight, properly mounted, all the bolts are tight, not bent, no cracks, no damages, no leakages. My leaf spring, I think the leaf spring on the other side, leaf springs properly mounted, no cracks, no damages, and the U-bolts are tight. Axle on this side is straight, properly mounted, secure, no damage. Brake chamber from the passenger side is properly mounted, secure, no damages, no audible air leak. Air lines and ABS lines are properly mounted, secure, no damage, no leakage. My slack adjuster and the push rod is at 90 degree within the limit, so it is properly adjusted. Come in here, inside of the rim, no crack, no damages. Tire is sitting properly onto the rim. On the tire inside, no CBC. Top of the tire, you can tap it with the hammer. Adequate air pressure, minimum tread depth 3.2 millimeters, and it's evenly worn. outside of the tire, no CBC, that means no cuts, no bulges, no cracks. The tire is sitting properly onto the rim. The rim has no crack or no damages. All the lug nuts, you need to touch all the lug nuts and make sure that they are all present and tight. How do we find out they are tight? That there shouldn't be any shiny parts or spider marks around it. Same goes with the hub nuts. All the hub nuts are tight, hub is secure, no visible damage, no leakage. Hub seal is present, adequate oil level and no leakage underneath, and your metal stem cap is present.